Does the creator of the universe greet you at the door of Frisco or something? Because based on all the accolades and the way that everyone is talking about Frisco lately, you might think that it's like heaven up there, basically. Well, surely it's not perfect. What are the cons of Frisco? Why would I not want to live there? In fact, I was just showing some of my clients last week who crossed Frisco off the list because of some of the reasons that we're about to talk about in this video. So stay tuned because we're getting into it right now. Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the most thorough deep dive into all things Dallas, Texas, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on the current market here in Dallas, Texas. We drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy Webb Jr. I'm a local real estate agent, born and raised here, and we're getting tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make a move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, then you got to reach out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. That is our favorite, be able to put a face with a name. You guys know what my face looks like. I want to know what your face looks like, but whatever is easiest for you, we've got your back when making a smooth move here in Dallas, Texas. All right, let's dive in to Frisco now. You may have seen this, but a new study just came out that rated Frisco the #1 best place to buy a home in the nation. That's right, the top dog in all of America. Everybody wants to move to Frisco for a lot of good reasons, but of course, it's not perfect, like I mentioned. Right? There's got to be some cons. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Strictly, I'm not going to talk about any pros. I'm going full on cons today. That's all we're going to talk about because it's not perfect. And so what are some of those, deal breakers that are out there? So hopefully I can cover some of these for you and give you a little bit of insight on why my clients, like I mentioned, crossed Frisco completely off the list. They're not even looking at it anymore. And so I'm going to give you some of those reasons today. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into, some of the more popular cons that I see that are talked about a lot out there, such as, lack of diversity, traffic, especially, around the schools and around pickup time, carpool time. The fact that you definitely need a car in Frisco because public transit is not very sophisticated. My sister, I tell this story sometimes. This was in downtown Dallas, actually. She lived in downtown. She worked in downtown, which you could, be pretty close to doing that in Frisco as well. There are some spots where you could walk to work in Frisco, but even though she could walk to work, she still had a car. It was very necessary for her to have a car because if she literally wanted to go anywhere else, you had to have a car. Okay, so got to have a car no matter where you are in Dallas. I'm not going to talk about the summer heat. Okay, listen, I may be a little bit biased, but I don't think it's that bad, and I'd much rather have to deal with 2 or 3 months of sweating a little bit and some humidity than an extended winter, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so and then the high property taxes, which is somewhat misleading because, listen, yes, I understand Texas as a state has higher property taxes than other states do when you compare and contrast. But listen, if you're going to move here, you should already know, everybody knows that it doesn't have we don't have state income tax here. So the numbers are a little bit different. You'll want to check out the other video that we do about property taxes to get that full breakdown so you can see, which one's actually better. Not to give it away, but I think Dallas wins. But anyway, so as far as the property taxes go in Frisco specifically, other people might be misleading you a little bit because as far as Dallas is concerned, okay, of the really kind of popular suburbs, Frisco is the 3rd lowest property tax rate in the DFW Metroplex. Okay, of the popular suburbs. Again, I want to clarify that. Okay, but still, it's going to be one of the lowest. Okay, so that would be on the pro side. I would say are the property taxes. Okay, so I just kind of want to debunk that a little bit. But that's property taxes are its own animal out there. So you'll have to watch the other video on that. Okay, but what I am gonna do is give you 3 cons that you might not be expecting. Okay, and so like I mentioned, I was just with my clients last week. We're finding them a home. They're moving out here, and obviously Frisco was on the short list. But when they came and they visited and we drove around, they crossed it off the list. Okay, and one of the main reasons why, and this is a word, I'm gonna steal her word, okay, is she called Frisco a little bit tracky. Okay, also known as a little bit cookie cutter. Okay, which, hey, I mean, I do see her point, right? I think there is a little bit of that cookie cutter feel in Frisco. A lot of the homes, yes, there's minor differences, of course, in the homes, right? But they all kind of, it would maybe blend together a little bit from an aesthetic standpoint, if you're just kind of going through it quickly and not really paying attention to every single detail, right? So I definitely saw her point. Everything is really new out in Frisco. Some might argue a little bit too new, if you know what I'm saying there, okay? As far as new construction goes, another con is going to be, listen, you're going to have a lot of that smaller lot size as well. I mean, I actually just looked it up. So as of today, okay, there are 68 new construction properties available, and 13% of them, only 13%, are on lot sizes that are over 1/4 acre. Okay, 13%. That means 87% of homes are sitting on less than 1/4 acre, and the vast majority of them are on that 0.15 to 0.18 lot size. So you don't really get a yard in Frisco. I mean, if you do, it's fairly tight, okay? And then the space between the homes is going to be fairly tight as well. That's something that my clients noticed as well. And I mean, I knew that, but sometimes you just forget some of these little things like that do bother some people, right? So I wanted to make a video and talk about some of these things that might make you cross Frisco off the list, right? But obviously there are tons of pros out there of why you would want to move to Frisco. I'm not trying to turn anyone away, but obviously I think it's valuable, and a lot of people will find value in this conversation about, well, it can't be perfect, so what are these things that are bothering people? The number 2 reason would be, listen, there isn't much as far as historic charm in Frisco, right? Kind of a little bit piggybacking off of number 1 about the newness, how it might be a little too new. But listen, when you compare it to the likes of, historic downtown McKinney, which is beautiful over there, with all the old buildings that they've kept and remodeled so that it's not completely out of date, like on the inside especially, and everything. Absolutely beautiful as downtown McKinney. Takes up several city blocks as well. Does the historic district in McKinney, downtown square in Denton as well. Same thing with the courthouse in the middle of the square, and then the shops and restaurants around it. I mean, it's a very cool vibe over there. Frisco, you don't have that, right? You have a little sliver of Main Street that kind of gives you that vibe, but it's nothing really substantial, over there in Frisco. And so I think, if you look at the Star, right, where the Cowboys headquarters is now, I think that's a perfect example of kind of that new style of shops and restaurants, kind of surrounded by apartments a little bit, and then you've got, as you go a little bit deeper away from the highway, you'll get really dense suburban vibes out there, right? And so I think that's more in line with kind of Frisco's vibe is they like the sparkly newness of everything. They kind of pride themselves on that. You see these, I have friends who live in Frisco, especially the girls. They got the sparkling filter on the Instagram, right? And I go to that place almost maybe subconsciously in a way, expecting some things to sparkle, and they just don't sparkle. But it is like it is very, very, very new in Frisco. That's kind of the thing in Frisco, is they want you to feel very clean, very new. Everything is up to date. That's kind of the vibe in Frisco. All right, number 3 is going to be the competition, right? So because of the popularity, because Frisco has garnered so much respect from around the nation, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people want to come and check out Frisco and make offers in Frisco, right? And so because of the school system that is top-notch, high-rated schools across the board, the proximity to Dallas, and the newness. A lot of people love how new it is. It has become definitely the most desirable neighborhood or suburb in Dallas, and obviously sounds like the nation on a lot of lists and surveys and everything like that as well, right? So when we're looking at when we've been working deals in Frisco, listen, I want to be real with you. I want to tell you some of the stories. I mean, I've talked to agents. They've received as high as 90 offers on one of their listings, right? People have paid over $100,000 over asking price for a home in Frisco. Okay. So it's kind of wild, right? Now we're in September now, and so everybody's kind of they've gotten situated. The kids are in school now, so things have kind of quieted down a little bit. But listen again, you're not the only one looking at Frisco, okay? So there is some competition. I just want you to be aware of that and just have that awareness. We've won some deals in Frisco, but we've definitely lost some too. Okay, we've come up with some creative ways where these ways have allowed us to win some pretty awesome deals. Actually, we're pretty proud of some of these against really steep competition, right? And so you're talking again, multiple offers, bidding wars, and appraisal waivers, by the way. So that's another thing that my clients didn't really want to do. So the appraisal waiver, for those of you who don't know what that is, so if you have, let's say, for example, you're looking at a home at $400,000. That's the listing price, okay? But you offer $425 because, hey, based on what we know, based on some conversations, this and that, we got to come in at $425. We win the deal at $425. Congratulations. But what happens is maybe the home, when it goes through the appraisal, it only appraises for $400,000. So now you're responsible for the difference. So that $25,000 gap, you are responsible for coming up with in cash at the closing table. Okay, so a lot of people don't want to do that. Now, the waiver is a addendum to the contract that says, hey, no matter what the appraisal comes in at, I'm fine with paying the difference. Okay, and so a lot of people are doing that because they have that extra cash laying around and they really want that home in Frisco, but some people aren't comfortable with that. And so, you might want to, look somewhere else. Now, does that happen on every deal in Frisco? Absolutely not. Okay, there are certainly deals in Frisco that don't require that, right? But it is quite common. I will definitely say that. Okay. So again, these are just some of the cons of Frisco that, hey, might just spark some different kinds of conversations, maybe in your household about, wow, well, where is Frisco on our list, right? And so, but listen, there are plenty of pros, plenty of great reasons of why you would want to make the move to Frisco. I'm not trying to scare anybody away. Frisco is a phenomenal place. I definitely love going up there. 200,000 people can't be wrong, right? And so definitely plenty of great reasons to move there. But this is why, listen, when you reach out and we have a conversation and maybe I start to, unveil some of the layers of, okay, well, what is really important to you in your lifestyle that you want to have around you? Well, maybe Frisco isn't the best a spot for you. Maybe there's I can probably rattle off 3 or 4 other suburbs that would be just as good, if not better, than maybe Frisco would be for you as far as fit goes. So definitely reach out to me if you're considering a move to Frisco or anywhere in the DFW area. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. Again, That is our favorite, being able to put a face with a name. And hey, reach out or get in the comments below and let me know, hey, if you are a Frisco resident right now, or maybe you're thinking about it, did I miss any? Is there anything that is kind of a deal breaker for you? Let's start that conversation in the comments below. And if you're continuing your research here, I want to invite you, hey, click on the Dallas, Texas Living name below right now. Head to our main channel page. Use the search bar within our channel to look up whatever it is that you're looking for. Maybe it's a specific topic, maybe it's a specific area, whatever it is. Odds are we've got a video for you. We're putting new ones out every single week. But if I don't have it, then hey, drop me a comment. Again, let me know what it is that you're looking for, and I'm happy to bump up the priority based on the demand for the videos that you guys want. And if you don't know where to go from here, then you should see some videos popping up on the end screen right now that can definitely point you in the right direction. We do all sorts of videos on this channel, so definitely click on one of those right now. And hey, until the next video, I'll see you around town.